I also see the woke mind virus. I just don't jump from frying pans into fire. Conjuring up a new Joe Rogan, ask yourself why you lost the old one. I watched the evolution of both these guys. This didn't happen overnight. They tried real hard to cancel Rogan a few years ago.
Bill Maher just went off on the woke left and made it clear he's done playing along. In a fire-breathing monologue on Real Time, he shredded their hypocrisy, slammed their obsession with outrage, and called out the circus they've become. And if Democrats thought he'd stay quiet out of loyalty, they just got hit with a reality check. This wasn't a critique. It was a full-blown breakup.
This didn't happen overnight. In 2022, before he owned Twitter, Elon tweeted this chart depicting how he felt about the liberal side having shifted so much that it left a basically liberal centrist like him now labeled a conservative. I related.
Let's be real for a second. This didn't come out of nowhere. Bill Maher's had one foot out the door for years, and anyone paying attention could see it coming. Back in 2022, before Elon Musk even owned Twitter, he posted that viral political chart. Remember the one? It showed how the liberal side had moved so far left that people like him, once considered centrist, were suddenly being labeled conservative.
I related to the kind of mean girl shit you get from the cool kids in Wokeville when you're perceived that way.
And Maher, he got it. He felt that shift, because just like Elon and Joe Rogan, he knows exactly what it's like to get the cold shoulder from the cool kids in Wokeville the moment you stop parroting the script.
Some of the cast members gave him the cold shoulder for the sin of being rich.
They tried canceling Rogan for platforming dissent. They gave Elon the silent treatment on Saturday Night Live just for being rich. And now they're treating Maher like he's the enemy, for daring to think for himself.
Want to win my vote? Don't give me the ick. You know what the ick is, right? It's a term mostly used in the dating world to describe that moment when one of the people, usually the man, does something so icky that the woman cannot forgive it or forget it.
On Real Time, Bill Maher didn't tiptoe around the issue. He went straight for the jugular. This wasn't one of his usual sarcastic jabs or playful digs at the left. No, this was a full-on detonation. He called out the far left's descent into delusion, slamming them for glorifying regimes that crush women's rights, silence dissent, and treat basic freedom like a crime. And the worst part? These aren't fringe voices anymore. These are the loudest cheers coming from America's most elite campuses and so-called progressive rallies.
Democrats chase all the... It's not about the big crowds that come out to you when you're talking in a festival or wherever they are. I think it's because I think Bernie showed up at Coachella. That must have been fun for the fans. It's who shows up on Election Day. And I just don't see that's the ticket.
He pointed to moments like Coachella, where Free Palestine slogans were projected across giant screens and the crowd roared like it was a concert encore. He brought up rallies where Palestinian flags were thrown over American ones, and the crowd didn't flinch. They celebrated. Maher wasn't shocked. He was furious, because this isn't just misguided, it's dangerous. It's young people praising martyrdom, idolizing terrorist groups, and pretending it's all some trendy revolution. And here's the thing, Maher's not angry because he suddenly turned conservative. He's angry because he still believes in classic liberal values. Freedom of speech, individual rights, democracy, and he's watching the left bulldoze every one of them.
People who are getting the big crowds right now are AOC and Bernie Sanders. They're going around the country. Thank you, there's that same guy. I call him the always wrong guy. Okay, but I feel like, you know, big crowds, again, the shiny object that the Democrats chase all. It's not about the big crowds.
But Maher didn't stop there. He went straight for the party's so-called leaders. He took direct aim at Bernie Sanders and AOC, accusing them of fueling chaos instead of leading. He called out their obsession with viral moments, like Bernie showing up at Coachella, treating applause like it wins elections. No policy, no solutions, just political theater. Then came the gut punch. Democrats aren't raising leaders. They're grooming cynics. They're teaching young people to tear down, not build up. Unity's been replaced by outrage, patriotism by guilt, and reason by whatever's trending. For Maher, this isn't just bad politics, it's cultural betrayal. The party once rooted in grit and honesty is now chasing clout. And watching it in real time? That's what finally made him walk.
Democrats have become like a royal family that, because of so much, has unfortunately had children who are And the same thing can happen to ideas if they are also conceived in an atmosphere of intellectual test. Maybe take the clothespins off your noses and actually converse with the other half of the country.
And just when you think he's finished, he digs even deeper. He torched the Democrats' so-called new ideas, calling them what they are: old failures in fresh packaging. AOC's economic revolution? He slammed it as socialism 2.0, a recycled ideology that's failed every time it's been tried. No real plans, just buzzwords and applause lines. To Maher, this isn't leadership, it's cosplay politics. The party of working people has turned into a clique chasing utopian fantasies, ignoring the real struggles voters face. And every time they choose likes over results, they lose people like him. People who just want common sense back.
Stop screaming at people to get with the program and instead make a program worth getting with.
And then came the part that really hit a nerve, because Maher didn't just call out policies, he called out attitude. He said the Democratic Party acts like a spoiled royal family, trapped in a self-righteous bubble. Blind to how out of touch they've become. This new liberalism isn't about debate, it's about control. Get in line or get canceled. His advice? Talk to people outside your echo chamber. Stop yelling and start offering something worth voting for. Because right now, it's not leadership, it's performance. And that smug attitude? It's costing them voters faster than any policy ever could.
When you do this shit to them, that it's not gonna have blowback. Now me, again, you don't have to win me back because I never left. But all the guys in America like Joe and Elon, yeah, you do have to win them back.
And Maher didn't hold back when it came to the Democrats' media meltdown either. He mocked the Democrats' post-election strategy. Instead of fixing their message, they decided they needed their own Joe Rogan. Not better policies, just better PR. The irony? They had those voices, Rogan, Elon, even Maher himself. But the moment any of them questioned the narrative, the left tried to cancel them. These weren't conservative. They were centrists who valued open debate. Now the party wants them back. But as Maher put it, good luck. You can't cancel someone on Monday and expect their vote on Tuesday.
It's never too early to strategize. Democrats have been having a lot of donor retreats lately where liberal strategists hold ideathons, where they try to figure out why they keep losing elections.
And this is where Maher's frustration turns personal, because he sees himself in that group they pushed away. He lumped himself right in with Rogan and Elon, not because he's waving a red flag, but because he's lived the same backlash. 5 years ago, all three of them were seen as classic liberals. Pro-science, pro-free speech, pro-equality. And now, they're treated like traitors simply for refusing to follow the woke playbook. Maher even joked that Elon's mind isn't inflexible, just his neck, but beneath the humor was a very real warning. Bad ideas and bad attitudes are driving smart people out.
The Dems need to find their Joe Rogan, a liberal Joe Rogan, because that's why Kamala lost. Republicans have a podcast.
And while Maher says he's not ready to jump ship completely, let's be honest, we've heard that one before. Elon said it. Rogan said it. J.D. Vance said it. They all denied they were shifting right. Right up until they did. Maher might not be wearing a MAGA hat, but listen to his tone. The sarcasm is sharper. The patience is gone. And every monologue sounds less like a critique and more like a slow goodbye. He's tired of the performative outrage, sick of the censorship games, and done pretending that the far left hasn't hijacked everything he once respected.
When you elect a bull to run through the china shop, sometimes the china that gets broken is you. The Republicans have taken full advantage of how snobby and out of touch Democrats have become to claim the title of party of the working class.
And Maher didn't just vent. He exposed the double standards like peeling back a mask. He called out the Democrats for saying one thing and doing another. They bash billionaires, then cozy up to them at fundraisers. They preach racial justice, yet silence voices like Rashida Tlaib when it's politically inconvenient. They claim to represent workers, but support candidates with no real connection to working class life. Maher slammed Democratic leadership as performative and hollow, pointing out their reliance on scripted figures who lack real credibility. For him, it's not just missteps, it's a consistent failure to lead with substance. Looking ahead, he warned that elevating figures like AOC, Bernie, or Newsom would only deepen the party's ideological mess and drive more voters away.
Is another guy who 5 years ago was thought of as a liberal, but got driven into the other camp. by bad attitudes and bad ideas, a reversal I completely understand, although I would never emulate.
Bill Maher's frustration isn't just about policy. It's about watching the Democratic Party abandon reality for slogans, censorship, and performative outrage. He's not walking away quietly either. He's staying on real time to keep calling it out, even warning Elon Musk not to rebound into MAGA territory just because the left lost its mind. And now, after years of watching it implode, he's done asking them to fix it. He's just telling the world exactly why he's out. So here's the question. How long until more voices like Maher stop warning and start walking? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more no-filter truth bombs.